Sorry, I get a little emotional. I don't like telling the story anymore. I used to tell it all the time because people wanted to know. Now it's just like, it's just so sad. Once I was awake, they were trying to talk to me, trying to figure out what was going on. There was a little bit of time where my mom kept shaking the vehicle, trying to rip open the door, trying to get me out, and she couldn't, and the more they moved it, the more it hurt, the more I felt my legs, and the more frustrated I got. And it was freezing, mind you, it was snowing out, and that also contributed to me being alive right now, because it did slow down the blood loss coming out of my leg. The car was on top of me, and I was pinned in that position for 2.5 hours. That's a long time. That's a long time to be on the side of the road with your bones sticking out and bleeding to death. In that time, 6 other vehicles hit that black ice and spun out of control, rolled, flipped, crashed around my vehicle. About every 15-20 minutes, you'd hear my little sister literally scream, "Oh shit." And I would hear my mother scream at the top of her lungs, totally freaked out. And I could smell dirt flying, and I can hear a vehicle coming towards me. There's nothing I can do. Except surrender to it and go, well, if it hits me, pretty much I'm screwed. Like, that's all it's gonna take. If my car collapses any further, it's going to squish me. If a car hits me, it's gonna push me down the road and literally rip my body in half. So you kind of just have to surrender in the moment. Now, while I was in that car, I didn't feel alone. I very much felt like there was somebody or something watching over me. And as time progressed, I got more and more tired and more sleepy. And I just wanted to go to bed. And I remember just feeling like I'm just gonna go to sleep and wake me up when it's done. Because I can't stay awake anymore. It's too painful, it hurts too much, and I'm done listening to this. And I remember my little sister screaming at me, "Don't you dare fall asleep, don't you dare shut your eyes. You need to stay awake." And I just remember being just so tired, and then tired of listening to my mother cry every time a car crashed. Later on, I found out, mind you, that there was a police officer that showed up immediately on site and sat over on the side of the road. And for some reason, he never put up flares to slow traffic down, and I never understood that to this day. And I just remember my mom screaming at him and being so angry, like, "Why aren't you helping?" And then the ambulance 2.5 hours later showed up, and they hit the black ice and got hit by a car, actually, and they crashed. And at that point, they called the choppers in. Donovan started turning blue and wasn't feeling well, mind you. He had a broken wrist and a bruise on his lung, and after 2.5 hours in a 6-year-old little body in the cold, freaked out that he doesn't know what's going on with his mom. He was turning different colors and not feeling so well. So they called in a helicopter, they flew him out. But we backtracked. Before they flew Donovan, the fire department showed up after the ambulance got hit. So they showed up. Sorry, I have to backtrack because I forgot this whole part. The fire department shows up with their truck, and they bring out the jaws of life, and they cut off the door. So they cut off the door, and they look inside, and I remember the fire. I can still see his face. I have no idea who this man is, but bless your heart, whoever you are. He kind of crawls all the way down and pokes his head into the wormhole, and he's just like, "I can't get you out. You're stuck. Like, there's nothing I can do. I can't get you out. Can you move your body?" And I say, "Yes, I can move my upper body. I can't feel my legs. They're broken, they're busted, they're bleeding. I can't feel them, I can't move them. But I can move from the waist up. My arms are still good."